Hey everyone, welcome to the Clever Girl Finance YouTube channel. This is Bola from clevergirlfinance.com, and it's been a while since I uploaded a video, right? It's just been so busy. I've had so much going on with my family, with Clever Girl Finance. I've been really busy, but I'm back, and today I'm excited to be talking to you guys about budgeting. So I'm going to kind of set up this video in a little bit of a different way than I usually do, in the sense that I'm going to be sharing my screen with you this time to go over the details of what you need to be doing when it comes to budgeting. But before we get into the screen share, when you think about budgeting, if it's something that you have struggled with in the past or something that you just don't like to do, I need you to change your mindset about budgeting, because your budget is your guide, it is your friend, it is your plan to help you achieve your financial success. And when you think about the wealthiest people in the world, they all have budgets. They may not call them budgets, they may hire teams of people to help them manage their money, but they all have plans to manage their money, and that's really what your budget is. Your budget is here to help you. So one of the reasons I find why people don't like budgeting, or they tend to struggle with budgeting, is because they haven't quite found a method that works well for them. And it's important to keep in mind that there is not one fixed budgeting method. There are a variety of methods that you can try out. And so if you have struggled with budgeting, or it's something that you don't like doing right now, I encourage you to spend some time researching the different methods and find one that you like, that is going to work for you, that makes it easy for you to create a budget. And it's also important to keep in mind that you need to give yourself time to budget. You need to give yourself time to adjust to the process, get used to it, and you're going to make mistakes. When you budget, it's not going to be perfect every month. Some months you're going to overspend, some months you're going to get unexpected bills, but it's all about sticking with it and then reviewing every month's budget to see what happened. What went well, what didn't go well, and what can you do better. So let's get into the screen share. I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly what you should be doing when it comes to creating your budget. Talk you through step by step how you should be creating your own budget, and I'm going to be leveraging a blog post I created for clevergirlfinance.com. And if you want to read this blog post or other blog posts on budgeting, I'm going to put a link to this one in the notes below on this video. So let's get started. When it comes to budgeting, for many people, budgeting is not a lot of fun. It means, lack or limitation, or for some people, it means punishment. And I personally believe that having a budget is really, really important for your financial success. It is a non negotiable. It is something that you have to do if you want to build wealth. And like I mentioned earlier, if you take a look at all of the wealthiest people in the world, they all have budgets. They may not call it that, but they have plans for their money. So it's important for you to adjust your mindset when it comes to your budget and think about it differently. And if you don't like the word budget, you can call it something else. I personally call my budget my plan to greatness. You can call it because I'm so fabulous, because I'm building wealth. But you want to get used to budgeting, and as opposed to thinking of it as punishment or restriction, you want to think about it as your guide and as your plan to get to your financial success. Um, when it comes to budgeting, in order to successfully plan, in order to be successful with budgeting, you have to understand where your money goes each month. That is key. And this is what your budget is going to help you do. Your budget is going to help you create a plan so that you can track your spending and so that you can readjust any negative spending habits you have, as well as ensure that you're within the ranges of your budget. So it's going to guide you and help you plan out your income and help you track your spending and help you see exactly what you're doing with your money. So let's talk about how you can create a budget. When it comes to creating your budget, you can basically break your monthly budget into 4 categories, and I'll go over what they are as I review this content. So, budget category number 1 is money for your future self and your emergency fund. So, if you have ever heard the term pay yourself first, then that is exactly what it means. It means that you want to pay yourself first, and this should be a consistent part of any budget that you make. So, before you pay any of your bills or you do any shopping, a portion of your earnings needs to be diverted into your retirement account, and a portion of your earnings needs to be put into an emergency savings account for a rainy day. No ifs, no maybes, no buts, just do it. You want to be putting some money aside for retirement and for your emergency savings. That is really, really important, because time goes by and you may think that you have a lot of time to save for retirement, but over time you can accumulate a lot of money, and with the power of compounding, your investment portfolio can grow really big. However, you have to actually make the contributions over time and give your money time to grow and take advantage of the power of compounding. You also want to make sure you have your emergency fund in place to make sure that if something unexpected happens, that you can cover the cost, like a job loss, your car breaks down, you have an unexpected bill, you want to be able to cover that. So the first category is money for your future self and your emergency fund. The second category is the category for your essentials and your needs. So your essentials are your needs are the things that you need to live your life. This does not include money for shopping or getting your hair or nails done. This is for your essentials. So basically your housing, your transportation, and your food. So shelter, transportation, and food, those are your essentials. Those are things that you need to have to live life. Your essentials and needs would also include any money that, in my opinion, should also include any money that you need to pay off your debt. So your credit card debt, your student loans, because it is essential that you pay off these debts as quickly as possible. Your third budgeting category would be your other money and life goals. So this is for anything that you're doing when it comes to saving outside of your retirement account. So let's say you're trying to buy a house, you're saving for college for your kids. This is where that money, that savings would go. So this is basically your mid-term savings, mid to long-term savings and investments for, let's say, the next 10 to 15 years, business savings, and also, like I mentioned, saving for a house. So ideally, you want to break out each one of these goals and have different accounts for those goals. So you can have an account to save for a home, you can have an account to save for your kids' college, an account for your business savings, an account for your midterm savings and investments that are coming up in the next 10 to 15 years, an account for vacations. You basically want to split these up by accounts. Your next budgeting category would be everything else. This is where your splurge money would fall under. This is the money that you would spend going shopping or saving for a wish list item, buying gifts, eating out, traveling, entertaining yourself, and whatever it is you would typically do to enjoy your life. So those are the four key categories you want to have. You want to have category 1, money for your future self and your emergency fund. Category 2, money for your essentials and your needs. Category 3, your other money and life goals. And then category 4, everything else. So then let's talk about how you allocate your money to each of these categories. And this allocation that I have right here is just a standard. So ideally, you want to put about 20% of your income towards money for your future self, so retirement savings and your emergency fund. You then want to put about 50% towards your essentials and your needs, so your housing, your shelter, your transportation, and less than 50% going towards housing, shelter, transportation, and food is ideal. And if you have debt, um, you should plan to pay as much as you can towards your debt each month. You should also consider lowering some of these categories to be able to contribute more money to paying off your debt. So like I mentioned, these categories that are here, this percentage breakouts are just a guideline, and this is a standard guideline for people who may not have a lot of debt. But if debt is something that you have and you're focused on paying off, then you want to readjust these percentages to make sure that you're putting as much money as you can towards your debt, so you can pay off your debt quickly. The same thing would apply to saving money. Okay, so 20% for your future self and your emergency fund, 50% at the maximum towards essentials and needs, transportation, housing, and food, and then 15% to other money and life goals, and then 15% to everything else. And the total of this gives you 100%. The other thing I wanted to mention is that earlier I had said I consider debt repayment as part of your as an essential thing to do. So then it's okay for this 50% to go up if the bulk of that money is going towards debt payments. Or ideally, you can separate your housing, transportation, and food costs out of here and maybe make it 25% or 30%, and then readjust these other categories and create a percentage here for your debt repayment or for your savings. So again, this is just a guideline, and you want to break these percentages out into numbers that work for you. So once you have your allocation in place and you've broken out your percentages of what you need to, how you need to allocate your money, then it's all about tracking your spending. So basically, you want to build out your budget, put in all of your budget categories, put in everything. So you don't just want to put in your bills in there, but you also want to put in your daily living expenses, what those things are going to cost you, eating out, hanging out with your friends, getting your hair done, getting your nails done. All of that stuff needs to go into your budget. You also want to put in your debt repayment amounts into your budget. So your budget needs to be a holistic view of everything that you're going to be paying for every month. And then you want to try to pay as much as you can towards your debt if you can, or if you're trying to aggressively save for a big goal, you want to put as much as you can towards your savings. And then once your budget is in place, then you want to make sure that you're tracking your spending. And with everything money related, sticking to your plan requires discipline. So if you struggle with your plan initially, having an accountability partner is a great idea. And it's also important that you come back and you check into your budget frequently. So if you have a lot of daily transactions going on, check in every night or at least once a week to make sure that you're sticking to your to your budget categories. So that's everything I wanted to cover around creating your own budget. You can stop by the site to learn more about budgeting, clevergirlfinance.com. I will put the link below. And if you have enjoyed watching this video, I'd love for you to head over and sign up to be a member of the Clever Girl Finance tribe. You're going to get access to my free resource library. And in my resource library, I have a ton of really awesome worksheets, checklists, and tools that can help you get on top of your finances, help you change your money story, and turn your finances around. So here is a glimpse of my resource library. And like I mentioned before, it has a ton of really awesome resources that can help you turn your finances around, from my toolkits and tip sheets on what you should be doing to get your finances in order to get them organized, to the key actions you need to take at the different stages of your life, how to automate your finances. I have a tip sheet on how I saved $100,000 in a little over 3 years. There's my 52-week savings guide. There is my debt prioritization worksheet. There is so much stuff, so many checklists, worksheets, toolkits that can help you get your finances in order. So if you want to get access to this awesome resource library, there's a ton of stuff, guys, really a ton of stuff. If you want to get access to this awesome resource library, head over to clevergirlfinance.com and subscribe by entering your email address right here. You will also get access to my weekly newsletter, and I send this out once a week, and I share a ton of really great updates, content, tips, and advice on helping women stay motivated around their money, building wealth, and just getting to that happy place with your money. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, please subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get alerted every time I put up new videos, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys.